Thanks for coming to vibe with me. I'm here to do a general love reading for the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, please remember to take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Not all of these messages can fit for every Aquarius out there, as this is a general reading. So Aquarius don't force any messages to fit. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Also, please remember, I am reading energy, and energy is fluid, so it may or may not resonate more in a vice versa fashion. So take that how it resonates for your individual situations. And last but not least, Aquarius, if you're new here to my channel, I would love for you to join my community by subscribing to my channel. So if you have not yet done so, I'd be so grateful for that support. If you would join my community and help build the community I'm trying to build here on YouTube by subscribing to my channel. For those of you who do follow me or have watched me, I am doing something different this week. This series, I'm not starting with my decks on the table like I always have. It just gets a little bit too congested and disorganized for me, so I'm trying this out. It's a lot cleaner, so seeing how it goes. So with that being said, Aquarius, let's jump into your love reading. I am doing my messages from your person, partner, love interest this week. So like the title says, we are getting messages from your person, partner, love interest, what they're currently thinking, feeling, and wanting you to know. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius and their love life. Aquarius. 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 Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius and their love life. Aquarius. Okay, one more time through the deck, and that will be my third time. I don't force cards out. I take flippers and flyers. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. Great. I said one more, but I feel like going one more. Okay, that's 4 times through that deck, and not a single card came out. So it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius and their love life. Aquarius. No message from the Romance Angels deck this week. I feel a deeper reading coming. Angels, ancestors, spirit. Isn't it always for Aquarius? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. I love life. There we go. Okay. The next solstice or equinox will bring an important shift for us. Well, summer solstice, and I believe there is an equinox coming, well, fall, spring equinox. Why am I brain going here? So spring or summer, spring or summer. Our inner children, are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become the parents. My inner child was wounded when my parents couldn't respond to me in the way I needed them to. I am reacting from that wound. A lot of inner child work, deep work, shadow work. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. Listen carefully and trust what you hear. I feel like listening to more positive, uplifting music, more positive movies, comedies, rom-coms, family movies, things that will uplift your spirits at this time, because there's a heaviness. There's just a heaviness to your energy, deeply connecting to unmet needs. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please. Things that trigger you, why you feel the way you feel, why you are the way you are. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please. Give me messages for Aquarius. Okay. Wow. Pull my sleeves up. Not that that has anything to do with it. It is a slippery deck, but I feel like you're feeling a little bit jittery, uneasy. You're at a dis-ease right now. A dis-ease. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. I just feel this deep going internal and trying to figure, it's like self-realization, self-healing. Why am I the way I am? Why does this trigger me? Why do I do this when this happens? Why do I react this way? Why do I behave this way? It's this deep self-reflection. But you're going so deep, you're going all the way back to childhood, like realizing that I am the way I am because of the way I was raised, the things I experienced, the things I'm holding on to from the past, these unmet needs from childhood. It's this internal wound that is a constant, and you're trying to figure it out to heal it. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. You could be not wanting to talk much right now because you're internalizing everything and trying to do this on your own. Self-healing. This is a journey of self. Unavailable. This person is unavailable to give you all you deserve. I feel like, honestly, so remember, this is vice versa energy. So this could be the person that you're dealing with that is going through this internalization, this self-healing, this journey of self and awakening of who they are and why they are. And but I am doing your reading, so I'm strongly feeling this is your energy. So maybe you are kind of withdrawing, cutting yourself off a little bit, pulling back your energy to do this internalization that you're going through, this process that you're going through. You're just not fully available to give of yourself at this time, mentally, emotionally, physically, because you're just in such a process of discovery, of self-discovery. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. So I feel like during those times when you're internalizing everything, Aquarius, you're an air sign. You are always, in your thoughts, in your mind. Don't allow it to create depression and or anxiety, or because you're focusing so much on this mental, I feel like it's a mental overload that becomes emotionally and physically exhausting possibly for you. To make sure you're eating healthy, drinking a lot of water, getting a lot of extra sleep, and like this other oracle had said about music and movies, listening to uplifting music. Don't put on that maybe you like the music, but don't put on like some raging heavy metal where they're screaming, and everything is energy. So obviously that energy is going to make you feel a certain way. You don't want this pumped up energy where you're raising your adrenaline and becoming over what's the word I'm trying to, I feel like you just need to like relax, have a lot of chill out time where you're cutting your mind off, putting on some good music, some, feel good music, and like I said, some good comedy, rom-com, family movie, something that will take your mind off of the depth, seriousness, and heaviness of things and get you a little more lighthearted, laughing. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. As well as you could hear something in a song or see something in a movie that brings you some sort of realization or enlightenment. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius and their love life. Aquarius. Aquarius. There's a lot of holding back because I go through these decks more than once, which is unusual, and nothing's coming out. And like I said, I'm not going to force anything out. There's twice through the deck. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. Can't stop thinking about you. It's time for me to heal now. I mean, can we get any more clearer than this? Someone is healing. Someone's doing that deep internal work. They're internalizing, they're self-realizing right now. Angels, ancestors, someone could be going to a counselor, a therapist. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, a spiritual guru, self-help podcast, reading books. Angels, ancestors, listening to, joining some sort of group of like-minded people or support group. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. A lot of focus, though, around yourself, your children, yourself when you were a child, your parents, and how that all interacts, and the relationships, the intertwining, the connectedness of those family ties, you to your parents, you growing up, and now you as a possible parent to your own children. Not wanting to repeat past cycles, not wanting to maybe do things that the way your parents did them, because you see the way you've turned out or the way you have internalized things from childhood, those wounds from childhood, those needs that weren't met of yours from childhood, and you don't want, you're trying to flip the switch, break those cycles, and do different with your own family, your own children. But you're learning, you're internalizing, you're doing it as you go, one step at a time, day by day, understanding, learning, realizing. There's no instruction manual here, right? So you're just trying to do what you feel is the right thing to do in the moment for you, your family, your children, your parents, anyone that's involved in this correlation, this interconnected ties that you are. It's like a web, right? Or the roots of a tree. Like, that's even a better analogy. It's like your family roots, your children and you and your parents. It's the roots of the tree, and you're trying to figure it all out and how it's all connected and what it all means. And angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. That saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, just came to my mind. So it's like you have things that you do love about your parents or about your family or about, traditions or the way you were raised that you do want to carry on. But then there's a lot of things that you want to do your own way. You want to break free from. You want to heal. You want to change the pattern. Self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal. Oh my goodness. Shadow work and self-appreciation. I said you were doing shadow work here. That deep shadow work, that self-realization and deep internalization and figuring things out. And it's time to heal and focusing on self and your self-worth and appreciating who you are, how far you've come, the fact that you're willing to acknowledge these things and look at these things and want to work on these things. Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. You could be missing a parent, someone you care for, someone who's passed on. Oftentimes losing a parent or someone close to you, a relative that you were close with, flips that switch of making you really internalize life and the purpose of life and the meaning of life and of relationships and love and your relationships with your partner and your children and your parents. And I feel like that's what's happened here is you're in this deep self-reflection, figuring things out. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages. Just like I said, this is going deep. We're only at oracles. We haven't even jumped into the tarot yet, Aquarius. You're in a period of gestation. It's like that when you're a caterpillar and you've crawled into the cocoon, right? It's dark, it's scary, it's uncomfortable. You're unsure of what's happening, of the future, it's scary, it's dark, it's uncomfortable, right? You're unavailable, you've cut yourself off, you've crawled into a cocoon because you're trying to figure things out. You're healing. You have no idea, though, that when you burst out of this cocoon, yes, you've gone through a complete transformation. You've changed who you are. You're a different person. You're a different being. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. Now is the time to heal. Now is the time to focus on self-worth, self-love, self-appreciation, doing the internal work, healing those parts of you that you've not wanted to deal with, that you've cut yourself off from, that you've buried, that you've swept under the rug, that you've tried to ignore, that you've not wanted to deal with, that you've blocked off, that you self-medicate from, that you have some sort of escapism from, or vice to not think about. And it's time to think about it. It's time to go deeper. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please give me messages for Aquarius. Wow. This is a deep reading. We're starting off with the Tower. Breaking down things that are not serving you. Releasing things that are no longer serving you. Past thoughts, beliefs, ideas. There was a foundation that was not stable. This is something chaotic, hectic, unwanted. It's an upheaval. It's uncomfortable. But it's something that can be chaotic, like I said, an upheaval, disruptive. It can be traumatic. It creates change. You see the butterflies. I was literally just talking about the cocoon. You're in an uncomfortable healing, allowing things that are no longer serving you to break down. You're allowing something to break down. It wasn't a solid, stable foundation. These weren't your thoughts, your beliefs. It wasn't how you wanted to proceed on your life journey. It's going into and internalizing those wounds that you react from, that you respond from. Why does this trigger me? Why do I behave this way? Why do I respond and react in this way? And when you finally have that realization, that breakthrough, that enlightenment that I was speaking of, you break free out of that cocoon and you're a butterfly. You're going through some sort of transformation, but it's deep, it's internal, it's that shadow work. It's doing the self work, the work on self, that internal healing, self-realization, personal development, spiritual enlightenment. It's all of it. It's focusing on you, your self-worth, your self-appreciation, your self-respect. It's this deep healing time, figuring things out, possibly thinking and missing someone, a parent, a relative, trying to change a pattern from the past that isn't how you want to go on with your future. This generational family patterns, ties. It's like you're breaking generational curses, family patterns, behaviors that are unhealthy, that don't serve you, your connections, your relationships with your family, your partner, your children, your parents. I'm going to go back to this. I had mentioned the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and I keep looking at the squirrel with the nut, and it's the same metaphor, analogy, right? An apple falling from the tree, a squirrel's are up in a tree and drops the nut doesn't fall far from a tree. I just kind of get that same analogy, that it's like you're really trying to transform family patterns, generational ties or curses, whatever you want to call them, things that have been passed down through your family. Not having deep connections, not being vulnerable or opening up about your feelings and your emotions. It's like you're changing the connection. You're King of Wands. You're trying to take charge. You're trying to make change. The King of Wands is a leader. They could be an entrepreneur, a boss, a business owner, but they're charming, they're powerful, they're courageous. They are a bold leader, someone who, it's like this king of the jungle. I almost feel like you want to be a good father figure. Take control or take charge, take leadership, whatever it is. Be a good role model for your children, your siblings, your family. Maybe you are now the hierarchy of the family, meaning, typically everyone looks up to the grandfather, or when the grandfather passes on, then to the father. Well, maybe you are this hierarchy now, and people look up to you. It's your responsibility now to pass on that family name, to set family traditions, to take charge, take leadership, and do things maybe in a new way. Blazing your own trail, blazing your own trail. Lions are about pride, right? You want to I feel like you want to make your family, your ancestors, proud of you. Proud of the changes you're making, the role that you're taking on, that you have the leadership, the courage, the passion to make these changes, to break these behaviors and patterns that the family has carried on. Every family has gotten divorced, or all the men are disconnected from their children, or are more detached from their we don't cry, we don't talk about our emotions. I'm right, I just feel like you're breaking patterns, you're changing the ways, you're blazing your own trail, you're trying to do things a new way. You want people to be proud of you, to look up to you. You could have light colored eyes, light blue, gray, greenish. But I feel like you are ready to break free. You are ready to do things a new way. Stand in your integrity because you know your worth, you know your value. You want your ancestors, like I said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You want your ancestors to be proud of you for having the courage to create change, to do things and try things a new way. The salamander's on his shirt. The salamander's also about healing. The King of Wands, if I didn't mention, is a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, particularly Leo, as the lion represents. Tower is Scorpio and Aries, so Aries and double Aries here. We are also just getting ready to come out of Pisces season into Aries season, so something could be taking place in Aries season. I don't know my astrology to the T, so the next solstice, the next equinox will bring an important shift. Well, we have spring equinox and summer solstice both right around the corner, which is possibly right around Aries season, this new Aries season that we're coming into. Something major could be taking place in Aries season, something life-changing, something transforming, something where you're going to step up to the plate and say, I'm done with this. It's time to heal. I deserve better. I know my worth. You're going to focus on health, focus on healing, focusing on doing what's right, stepping up to the plate, transforming self and then your surroundings, helping everyone around you. Your parents could be helping you heal or pushing you to heal, or why you're healing, what you're healing from. Aquarius. Aquarius, I'm not going to force messages out, and once again, I did go through the deck again, and you major transformation, major shadow work, healing, internalizing, self-realization, personal development, counseling, therapy, self-help. But you're stepping up to the plate. You're breaking down walls and barriers, things that don't serve you, people, places, things, thoughts, ideas, traditions. Standing in your integrity and ready to make a change because you want people to be proud of you. You want people to look up to you. You want to blaze your own new trail, your own traditions, your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own way, a new way, a healthier way, a way that's right for you and for the next generation to come. Your children, your grandchildren. Aquarius, let me know if this resonated, how this resonated, what side you resonated with. I do love this reading for you. It's deep, but it's transformational, and you're doing the work. So Aquarius, congratulations. You're going to transform like this caterpillar coming out of the cocoon, like a butterfly, right? A phoenix rising from the ashes. Aquarius, thank you so much. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and help my channel grow, and I'd love to have you part of my community. Please comment below. I love to read your comments. and I can't wait to read for you next week. Aquarius, thank you so much for being here.